So we will start the class example 24 now. This is the same data set. Let's read the question. The hourly stream flow data for 4 hours 4-hour storm for the Saluda River were given in class example 23, and unit hydrograph for 4 hours unit was derived. So here what we did, we actually derived the unit hydrograph, and I copied all the data from here, like this one to here, the same thing. Okay, so using those unit hydrograph ordinates, determine the hourly ordinates of a 12-hour unit hydrograph for this drainage area using lagging procedure, given that each of these storms is lagged by 4 hours. So basically for class example 24, what we will do, we have a data for 4 hours unit hydrograph, but for the same area, if we want to develop a unit hydrograph for different duration, suppose 8 hours or 12 hours or 16 hours or 20 hours, 24 hours, how can we do that? So that's what we will do. It's basically, if the storm was 12 hours, what would be the unit hydrograph? We don't have to measure in real. We can actually get that data from the 4 hours unit hydrograph, and the procedure we will use, that is called the lagging procedure. Okay, so basically what we will do, that was our initial unit hydrograph, and using some lag time, there will be another storm and the same unit hydrograph, and once we add this, we will get, and doing some calculation, we will get that changed duration of the storm and the unit hydrograph for that one. So in this problem, we had 4 hours unit hydrograph, and we want to develop 12 hours unit hydrograph, and each storm is lagged by 4 hours. So basically we will have 3 storms, and each storm is actually lagged by 4 hours. So that's what we have to do. And once we have all of these, we have to plot all the data. So for the first one, you are seeing the number is 1, 1, 1. So basically the coordinate is same. We don't have to change anything. So this is the first storm. Okay, there is no lag time. So we can directly use all of this value for this first storm. So basically we will just copy all the data. Okay, that's what we did here. Now the next data set is the next storm, actually lagged by 4 hours. So basically we will have the same ordinates, but this time it will start at 4. And just for like visual representation, I colored these 2 rows. That means there is no rainfall up to 4 hours. So after that, we will have something. Okay, so that is for the second storm. Now the third storm, again 4 hours lagging from the second storm. So the second storm starts at 4. Obviously the third storm will start at 8, and there is no change in the unit hydrograph. So again we will use 1, and if you look at the data set, I just copied everything. So from this one. So this whole set was the first storm. The second one started from 4 hours. The third one started from 8 hours. Okay. Now, the question was plot these 3 storms in one graph. So that's what we did here. If I show you that one, you see, the first one is this one. After 4 hours, the second one started, and after few hours, like 8 hours, the third one actually started. So we have all the 3 different storms in one graph. Okay, now if you look at that, like at hour 2, we have only storm 1, but hour 4 we have storm 1 and the storm 2, and at hour 8 we have 1, 2, 3, all of those. So basically at hour 2, what is the total like volume of or total runoff? That's what we have to find. So what we will do, we will just add all of this together. So basically this one, this one, this one, and we will continue to do that for each row, and there is the number. Okay, here, so again it's 0. Now this one is the summation of 3 different hydrograph here, but we need to find 1 unit of hydrograph. Like if you look at this one, 1 plus 1 plus 1. So the total runoff depth is actually 3 millimeter or something like that, but we need 1 unit. So what we will do, we will divide this one by the number of storm we have. So we had 1, 2, 3. So the n should be 3. And if you look at the number here, like change unit hydrograph duration over original unit hydrograph duration. So the change unit hydrograph duration was 12 here, and the original unit hydrograph duration was 4. So basically n is again 3. So that's what we did here, the whole number divided by 3, and we will continue this for the every column here. And that is the ordinates for 12-hour unit hydrograph. And the question is asking you to plot the 12-hour unit hydrograph and 3-unit hydrograph on the same plot. So that's what we did here. If we look at that, since this one is not from the measured data, so that's why we are not getting a very smooth curve, but still it is getting the general shape. And you will notice one thing, the 4-hour unit hydrograph has the higher value that 12 hours. That's because if you look at the total time for 12 hours, it is actually spreaded from 0 to 35. So the same amount of runoff is actually spreaded through the longer time. That's why the intensity is, or the peak is actually different here. Okay, so the peak runoff for that 12 hours is kind of in between 70 cubic meter per second or something like that. So that is the class example 24. We will start the class example 25 after that.